Elvis and Dolly Parton made some songs. I thought that was really cool. Am I from Detroit? No. I'm from the Midwest area in the U.S. You just took the glove off. Wow, we're about to play some more. But Elvis is a good one too. But they're kind of different realms. I mean, not really, but yeah. Like, I would say, like, Elvis is more, like, rock and roll versus Michael Jackson's more, like, pop. Well, he is pop. He's the king of pop. And Elvis is the king of rock and roll, and no one else can say otherwise. They're different realms, you know? Rephrase how to say it. No, I'm not from Arizona or Delaware. He created, like, how do I put this? Elvis brought a lot of recognition for like African American artists, which they didn't really get a lot the recognition that they should have back in the day. And I do think that Elvis did credit a lot of like his work to them, which I think is like amazing, especially in that time frame, guys. Like, that is huge. So, I mean, again, like, you can bash Elvis for certain things, especially like with the Priscilla stuff, but again, like, he, you know, paved the way and gave a lot of credit, you know, where it was due. And I do think, you know, Michael Jackson probably doesn't have the best what's it called, the best, like, I'm from the Midwest area in the U.S. I didn't even know I had an accent until I came on live. But, like, a lot of Michael Jackson, like, he has a lot of bad history, and I do feel bad for him because when he was alive, people just, like, ridiculed him all the time. And, like, once he passed, it was, like, everyone gives him all the recognition that he should have got when he was alive. And I do feel bad about that. Now, if the things did happen that were speculated, then I'm not going to minimize. Is that a word? Minimize. That's a better word. I'm not going to minimize what, you know, people went through, if that is what they went through, because I don't know. Oh, yeah, Michael Jackson's up there. Like, Michael Jackson. So I do think Elvis Presley's up there, too. I'm not saying he's not. But I do think Michael Jackson is different on the level of, like, performance-wise. I have a southern twang in my speech. So I've heard. A lot of people think that I'm from Alabama. I've heard that a lot. I've also heard Texas, too. I have Michael's nose. The first one or the other one? But I think you're referring to his new nose, which I don't know if that's a compliment. I think his nose looked better before, if you want me to be honest. But again, like, this comes back to, like, controversy. I know I'm, like, taking a pause right now from his music, but I was telling my sister this. That song is good too. I like the song Black or White. I do like that song. And it has a good meaning to it. And I agree with that. It shouldn't matter. But this goes back to that topic though. I was telling my sister, I do feel bad because he got a lot of controversy on that. Because he just has a lot of conspiracies about him. And, you know, we all know the conspiracies. There's a bunch of them. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to say where I am on here, no. But Phil Collins, I played one of his songs not long ago in my live, the one that was in Tarzan. You'll Be My Heart. I love that song. It's a good one. Elton John and Paul McCartney up there too. Is it a good salad? It's okay. Not the best I've had, but yeah, it's okay. I'm trying to like pick up the bacon pieces to it. That's what I'm struggling with, so forgive me. But with the black and white thing with Michael Jackson, like I said, he's got a bunch of conspiracies about him. I mean, you can Google it if you want to. I don't want to say it all on here. But I was telling my sister, it's kind of sad that he had to pass for people to know that he had exactly, Alejandra, thank you for saying that. That's exactly what I was talking about. But he did say he had that disease. And I mean, we all know, well, maybe not all of us, but that disease is very real. And a lot of people were giving him crap for that. Can I say that word on here? A lot of people were mean to him about that because people really did believe that he was trying to change who he was, like appearance. I have to be careful what I say on live, but you guys know what I'm insinuating by this if you guys know Michael Jackson. But people are like, oh, he doesn't like being this way, so he is changing his skin. And that was a huge controversy, which, you know, even hearing it when I was younger, like I believed it because that's what everyone was saying, right? Which is sad because, you know, it's just based off of what other people are saying. It's not even, you know, my own thoughts necessarily, but I believed it because that was what was said at the time so much. And, you know, just based off of appearance, you would believe that. I do believe that, okay, this is my opinion, so don't like get mad at me. I mean, you guys can disagree. Like that's fine. We all are entitled to our own opinions. Right, yeah, Michael Jackson. Yeah, it's sad that he's gone. He should still be here, if you want me to be honest. He was a legend. In a way, he is still here, though. I mean, we're listening to him right now. He's still in the world. Now, with my opinion, so I do think that he did have surgeries done. It's very evident, right? We know about some of them. We know he did have a nose job. We all know that. A lot of singers, though, sorry, I'm going to say this so I don't get distracted with the comments because I do get distracted. I do think he got a nose job, and it could be because of an insecurity thing, because I heard his dad gave him insecurities with that. But also a lot of singers get that done. It's supposed to enhance their singing, I guess, which I don't know if that's true or not, but I have heard a lot of celebrities doing that because it's supposed to make them sound better, like music, like singing wise. And I think that this is my conspiracies with the conspiracies already going on. So, you know, you guys can agree or disagree for the new people on here. I think that he did have a nose surgery for, you know, either singing purposes or then I do think that he did get that skin condition around that time because that skin condition does come up around, you know, your 20s age wise. It usually does pop in your 20s. And also it's an autoimmune disorder as well. So it is genetic, but it also can, you know, get worse from your immune system, right? Which he's performing all the time, and his stress levels are probably up there and, you know, so on. I mean, he obviously had, you know, levels of PTSD from his childhood, even though he blocked it out and made it seem like, you know, it made him successful. But at the same time, you know, that is a lot for a kid to go through. He didn't have a childhood. We all know that. He was on Jackson 5. He was performing all the time. Like, he never had a break, essentially. Not even as a kid. Like, he went straight into the music business and carried the weight of that. And he was always being outside the box creative, which is hard to do mentally. So he's mentally, physically putting all of his energy into that. And I do think that affected his immune system, which made the his skin issue a lot worse than it probably would have been. And I do believe that he did have that skin condition. And if you research it, it did say that they found that after he passed. I'm bad at multitasking, I'm sorry. But, so I do believe he had no surgery for singing purposes, probably because it was an insecurity as well. I also think that he did have a skin issue, and I do think it was easier for him to become the skin color he was to cover it. So I think that's why he was doing that. I do believe, because you can tell, like, in the Thriller era, like he said, in the Thriller area, you can tell, like, his cheeks were discoloring a bit. You can tell, like, I agree with that, Tito. I agree with that, Alejandro. I agree with all that. Chris, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to discredit that because half of me believes it, then half of me doesn't. So I can't really speak on that theory 100%. Because I do think that's horrible if that did happen. I don't want to say it did or didn't, though. Sorry for the chomping. But I do think that went hand in hand. I think that's why people thought he was changing the color, because they saw certain features changing that may have appeared more like he was changing his color on purpose, which I don't think that's necessarily true. And I do feel bad that people were painting out that narrative. I'm not saying it may not be true. I don't know what's true and what isn't. This is like a conspiracy. I mean, there's a bunch of them about him. He was telling everyone that he did love being, the color he was when he was born, but he said he had a skin condition and so on. I believe that. So, I do feel bad that he was getting a lot of hate for things like that. I think a lot of people thought he wanted to be white. I have to be careful what I say on here, but I think a lot of people thought that because of the nose jobs, the filler. I didn't think he got filler done in Botox because he tried to be young. I mean, a lot of celebrities do that when they, are getting older and they want to appear the same and look the same. A lot of celebrities do that. You can tell he got filler. You can tell he got, like, Botox in his face. Like, that's why his face was looking a little crazy. I mean, the nose job didn't really help. It just made him look crazy, I think. And then he got, like, a little cleft thing here, which I thought was the craziest one out of all of them, if you want me to be honest. I don't think he needed that at all.